All right, we are live. Welcome to the Side Action, episode 16 of season 6. My name is Jim Weglers, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegs Pool at Wegs Pool on Scooter and Instagram. It's been a minute.
Yeah, no, I guess so. I don't want you to be nervous around me. I hope you don't feel that
we're
way.
both wearing hoodies too.
I know.
I like that.
Yeah, a little color contrast. No, I'm Coop. Obviously, Dalton, if you will. You can check me out on Instagram at Dalton Cooper, on Twitter at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. We are coming to you live from the Edgewater Studios.
Edgewater Studio. Yeah. We can't wait for the ambulance to go by. You missed a couple of them.
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
I know, just now. I knew why you were late because what was going on is there's like 5 cop cars flying by and going, "Get out of the way!" Wow. That's what it's like over in the Edgewater Studio.
Yeah, it's well protected. We're well guarded. They're very responsive for the people. The first responders do their job quite well. We even have the Christmas tree up too.
We have the tree up. It doesn't have any ornaments, as we've noted. That's happening on Sunday. Yeah, you're moving ahead to the weekend. Let's go back.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was getting ahead.
Let's go back in time. Last week I was in Philly. Everybody asked me about the Philly Christmas party because I missed the fun Christmas party at my buddies. What did you end up singing?
What did we do? We did the Drake and Josh theme song.
Okay.
Yeah, Drake Bell, I think. So yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably not familiar. All of our young millennials out there will know.
Yeah. You want to give us a little couple bars?
No, not right now. Okay. No, I'll say everybody the experience of that. But it was a great time. Great time. My buddies was.
It's always 70 people there.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a pretty fair number. Yeah, they even had 40s.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, oh yeah. So had a couple 40s. Had a couple.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. So not too bad. Great time, and we. I don't want to steal your thunder, but. Go ahead. I didn't know if you were still going. Because
about the Bears game.
I don't. Well, I mean, Saturday we just played volleyball. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's always the Hamlin crew.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I got back. I passed out for about 3 hours because I basically drank for 3 days straight, and I'm in drinking shape, but at the same time, everybody has limits. They have a blind barber there in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Have you been to the blind barber here?
Yeah, I think you mentioned this too.
Yeah, I mentioned last week. Well, I went again on Friday night.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Thursday night when you went to the blind barber, it was like disco kind of themed. It was pretty chill in there. I was the first dancer out there. This time we got there not a little bit later, I suppose, around 11. It was jam wall to wall. I know we were violating fire codes. I mean, it was like this. I had to do a little in-place dance moves, but then started to open up. But yeah, we were out till about 1 again, and then so I passed out on Saturday. Went to my buddy's holiday party. I did throw together. It was like a kind of a rap themed holiday party, sort of.
Nice. Okay.
I was lazy, so I threw on a sweatsuit and a hat and did the Eminem, from 8 Mile, and then I was like, I threw together a quick present we have to do. It was actually like sipping on the Courvoisier or past the Courvoisier.
A little Busta Rhymes.
That was the theme of the gift.
Okay.
But they broke the decanter in 5 seconds when they got the gift. That's okay. It's in their hands now. And then I went to the Bears game, which was a big win. Little preview here. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we were pretty good on our underdogs, by the way. Art pointed that out to me last night as we had the happy hour.
Well, almost every underdog won last week. So
yeah, God, it was it was definitely your week, right? Yeah, it was the week of the Weg. So, but no, other than that, we did. I'm trying to think.
Did you guys bowl this week?
Yeah, we did bowl Tuesday. Irv is on the IR at the moment. He's got a foot issue. He's not playing volleyball, or he's not bowling.
What is he getting surgery? Just doing?
I have no idea. I think he's just doing rehab. Yeah, I don't want to speak for him, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's got to be like patient, confidentiality involved.
Okay, yeah, that's right. HIPAA.
So laws. Yeah, we don't want to break any HIPAA laws. I know we got a really big following. I don't want to lose that just for something stupid that we said. So. But that's every week, so I guess I digress.
And then last night you came to the holiday happy hour. Did you enjoy yourself? It was pretty fun.
Had a good little time. They put us all the way in the back. I didn't realize that place was so busy. I mean, that place is jumping.
I've been there, a long time ago, pre-COVID. We did one like in the spring. It wasn't bad. The last 2 years we've done the holiday happy hour. Nobody's been there.
Oh, nice.
So they put us in the back. No big deal. This time there was like whatever, I don't know, 85 people in the front. Nobody knew to go in the back. I had to kind of do some.
There's probably 300 people in that.
Oh yeah, it was popping. So, shout out to Randolph Tavern. Nice work, everybody. And I feel okay. I didn't go out too late. I met Steph and those guys and Sean after the
bocce.
They
nice.
They eliminated.
Oh, did they? Damn. Well, that's too bad. I was gonna say I didn't want to ask. I
They
figured I
played
didn't
their
hear
way into the
anything,
gold
so-
bracket, which they were trying to explain to me how like the week before they were trying to lose to get the silver bracket on
Yeah, because
purpose.
it's like it's almost like fantasy football. You know how like get the top 4 teams, and then then in the bottom bracket is like that's gold and silver. If you will.
And what happened was what I understood. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but like Kay, right?
Oh yeah.
Kay is a great bocce player. Like she's like got the whole technique, the straight arm like flick technique.
Okay.
Well, apparently
she's really good at volleyball too.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Last week, apparently they were losing to this team on purpose, and the team was like getting so excited that we're playing so well. So she kind of flipped the switch and said, "F this, we're going to beat these fuckers." So that's why they got up in the gold bracket. They couldn't possibly lose to this team that was so bad.
They didn't want to.
They couldn't tank.
They couldn't get the draft. They were trying to get
tank.
the draft.
So then they got eliminated in round 1.
Oh,
so
that's funny. I did shoot 688 on our Tuesday.
Oh
so
wow, almost to 700. You're
we're
almost
getting
there.
there. Yeah. Well, we shot 700 a week before that.
Okay.
So we're trying to catch the leader. I think he's like 211 or 212 on average. I think I'm like 208. So
you got that.
Yeah. Well, we've got like half a season left, give or
20,
take. So the boys are in second. We're only 1 point out of first in the second season. So we already won the first one. Get the second one locked in.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So
who did you replace Irv with?
Phil.
Phil?
Not
Diamante?
Sasha's Phil. Phil Dzik, the guy that the dark-haired Phil with the glasses. I'm sure you've seen him.
I'm sure I've seen
He
him.
dated Steph at one point, long time ago. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, his glasses. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I met
yeah.
him before at her place. I definitely met him.
Yes, he's definitely been around. He's been
been around.
Friendsgiving
He's been
and
around.
other ventures.
I thought you
he's
did.
been on.
Big Phil was there. Strong
No,
Phil.
not that. No, Phil. I think Phil did mention. I talked to him last night at the happy hour. He did mention like something about bowling, but apparently Mike Lundy used to be in the bowling. Like he used to be. I mean, maybe not like the professional, but like
He was like had the whole.
yeah, maybe
the
like
whole-
just the brace.
the
maybe
brace.
maybe his own shoes.
Well, sure. Not the 17 balls. How many balls you got again? You bring
just 2.
You have 2? Oh, I
Just
thought
two.
you had like
Just 2 with me.
several.
No, but yeah, I mean they're at home, but with me just 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to get into your balls.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about who
Just
went to
answering the question.
Let's talk about who went to the shed. I'm going to start this week. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes, probably in Reed to the shed.
Let's do it.
I mean, give me a break, dude.
A break.
First of all,
It's ridiculous.
they've lost 4 of 6, so you got no grounds to discuss about officiating ever for the Chiefs. I mean, they got calls up the wazoo usually, but the dude was lined up offside. Kadarius Toney was lined up offside. They called the play back. It was a cool play by Travis Kelce on there, but you look at the replay, dude, it was just way over the line. You can't not call that. And he was complaining that they never called this. They've called it apparently 11 times on the season. It's a new emphasis. Either way, it's a violation.
Yeah.
Sorry, Patrick.
Well, if you look at the 11 times, 8 of the 11 have been on the tush push. So
is it?
Yeah.
So they're all like,
it's kind of so it's kind of an influx stat. It's kind of a fluctuated number, or it's maybe not as telling as you would think. But no,
I'm
I like
surprised
that.
we haven't heard about fines, because usually when you criticize officiating outside of the game and press conference and stuff, they usually levy fines.
Just the way he said to Josh Allen too. Like I saw that live, and I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be really bad.
But the thing is, Josh Allen had another minute. He could have scored again. You never know.
Yeah, that was the first time I think, and I'll admit it, that I've actually gone to YouTube and was looking for the live press conference because I wanted to watch it so bad. So it's been a minute since we've had that like excitement. So that was fun. No, good call. I think we had the Chiefs there last week, so it's 2 weeks in a row. We're doubling down on.
We got to get some more room.
Well, you've got a bone to pick with Kansas City. They took a window from you, and we're going to keep putting them in this.
Well, yes, they did. Kansas City took a window, and I'm still paying for it via the credit card.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think we got a bone to pick, but we'll start with the Dolphins. We're a fair podcast.
Wow, taking your squad to the
shed,
they
they were up 14, and they had no business probably leading by 14 anyway. The Titans had kind of given the game away, and they blew it. They absolutely blew it.
It's a gun show.
Oh my god! And when they got that 2-point conversion, I knew it was over. And because it's just funny because there's another Barstool podcast I listened to. They had Mike Vrabel on like last year, and they gave him that situation, and he said he would go for it. Yeah, so I knew when they
this
scored.
This is now the thing: when you're down 14 late, you go for the 2 to get to 8, so you can win the game
with an extra point. Yeah, it's a good idea. So, they deserve to be in the shed. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, obviously Tyreek Hill was out, but they have an offensive head coach that is predicated on his expertise is to run the football.
That's right.
So obviously they're down, and they were down, I think, 2 starting offensive linemen. So they're down 3 right now. So that's obviously tough. But just to ice the game away. It would only take a couple first downs.
Just run it a couple times.
Yeah, and just we're gonna take the Finns to the shed. They had everything in front of them. They had home field. They had first, they had a bye. They had everything was in front of them, and they just they pissed on the legs. So
that's too bad.
we're putting them in the shed. We're putting Draymond Green in the shed.
Oof, I forgot about that.
The old.
It was kind of more of a slap.
Well, he was trying to draw a call, and
well,
I don't know if that's the right way to go about doing it.
The other guy, when I see that, I don't know who the player he smacked in the face. Nurkic was just standing there. He was just like, I'm going to guard this guy, and he's just getting smacked in the face. I don't think he really needed to fall down. I think he was just surprised.
Oh, no, that was a punch. I don't know. That was a pretty good punch. So we're obviously, he's been suspended indefinitely. They're going to have probably a bunch of off-the-court conduct stuff that he'll have to do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we hope he gets whatever help he needs because the Warriors need him. Yeah, well, the Warriors need him, and they're falling apart at the seam.
They usually do.
We're going to take them to the shed. And then we're taking Brandon Staley. We're going to a nice little late mention here. Shout out to
pour one out for Brandon.
He was 24-24 in his time with the Chargers. Okay. He obviously had that one playoff appearance last year. Mm-hmm. And they got absolutely destroyed last night. So they had what? I don't know. We were at the happy hour. I looked up with Art. It was 21-0 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, it was 35-0 at the half, and then it kept. They were up 63-0.
They had 3 fumbles. In the first quarter, I believe. So,
Did you see when the guy intercepted the one for the pick 6? It was an awesome catch. But I mean, the dude threw it right to him and just like boom, housed it. And then the big guy, when they didn't run him down, the defensive tackle got the fumble return for a touchdown.
Oh, okay. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name, but all I know is nobody was. They were showing him running, and it was like, okay, anytime now. Okay, scored. I mean. That was a rough one, but Brandon Staley. Yeah,
see you later. You've been kind of calling for him.
He should have been fired. I think the thing is, we talked about this early in the season. Remember when they actually beat Minnesota in the last minute of the game? I thought we were saying if he lost that game, he'd get fired there.
Yeah, because he put them in a situation that never should have been in the first place.
He went for it at like the 20-yard line or something. But he somehow staved it off, and he won a couple games. But now it's just. And they fired the GM too. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, and then to your point, that's actually that was kind of key too, because I think that shows that they're either going to try to get maybe Belichick or Harbaugh. Like the next person they're going to bring is they're going to give them maybe a little bit of GM like abilities, if you will. So it's going to be interesting who they're going to get. So look forward to it.
I mean, everybody said that today that Belichick's going to go there, but I'm also like, do you want Belichick? We'll see.
You got to deal with Andy Reid twice a year and Sean Payton twice a year.
Oh yeah, so tough division.
That is a very tough division.
And maybe Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, that's true too. Right?
Are those your shed guys?
So that's everybody I'm taking to the shed this week.
Why don't you go with the club dub this week?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'm changing up on you.
Oh God. So we're gonna go with the Lakers. They won the first ever in-season tournament.
What do they get? Do they get a cup?
They get the NBA Cup, and they also get $500,000 a piece.
Oh,
so so some of those guys, some of the bench guys are actually pretty excited about it.
Some cash.
LeBron now has something that Jordan doesn't, so that's pretty cool for people that
look at this. Want to know, Jordan?
So Jordan never won an in-season tournament, so take that. The next person, we're gonna go with Shohei Ohtani. He's in Club Dub.
He won. Well, go ahead. Talk.
I was gonna say
this is a very interesting contract.
He's in Club Dub. 10 years, $700 million. 680 of that is actually deferred.
Yes.
So it's gonna be interesting. The team they're gonna put around.
He's making $2 million a year for 10 years, right? And then he's gonna make $68 million a year for the next 10.
Yeah.
And they're doing that with multiple contracts. Like basically, the Dodgers are just.
Shoving
what is it? Yeah, layaway. They're layawaying their future.
Yeah,
they're gonna get crushed in a few years. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Well, they're gonna hopefully. I think it's because they're trying to stack like Mookie and like Freddie and Mookie and then Shohei and they also got Tyler Glasnow today. The Dodgers did so. The Dodgers are turning into the Yankees of the AL, or they already were. I still think Atlanta's the team to beat. I would go bet on Atlanta right now today if you're a seam head like some of us around here.
The other thing about that deal, I don't know if you've heard about this week, is that Ohtani will get taxed where he lives.
Yeah.
When he goes to Korea or wherever, he doesn't get taxed.
Right.
That's what I heard. So he's just going to keep the money?
No, so they were
actually get the state tax. He gets the federal tax.
Right. I was going to say this, the state tax. I saw that with like the 7 they broke it down by like obviously by week or whatever. And I think it was like he was paying over $600,000 a week in taxes or something like that. Wow. So like he was going to make, if he made $7 million or $70 million a year, he was only going to net like $35 million. So literally half.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's just wild to think about. So
He's making-
that's probably another good reason why he's deferred, like why
Yeah.
they're doing that too, because
Yeah,
he's gonna make so
$7
much
million a
money in
year.
endorsements, it won't even matter
Yeah.
anyway.
Right. Exactly.
So, but and then the last person we had in Club Dub, sorry, we had Brian Dable because
he got the bait.
we had Tommy
Not-
Two Cuts.
Not Tommy. We've already had him. He's been in the club.
Yeah, he was in Club Dub last week. We're gonna add Brian Dayball because the Giants are making a little bit of resurgence. We all thought they were dead when they were 2-10, I think, at one
Yeah.
point. So we thought they were gonna be in the running for the first pick. That's probably not gonna be the
It's out of
case
there now,
anymore.
yeah.
So, but no, Brian Dayball's. It's honestly, if I were the Chargers, I'd be calling the Giants. I'd be willing to give up a draft pick or two for Brian Dable to come in. They should have picked him.
like that.
They should have picked him the first time
Yeah,
because
they
that's who they
should've.
had it narrowed down to. So
should've.
it's a good way to maybe make up their mistake. Obviously it's going to cost them more in the future. But yeah, we're gonna put Brian Dable. He looks like a genius right now. Tommy DeVito was the pride of Illinois.
Pride of Illinois and pride of obviously Jersey or.
Was it his agent or his brother? That was
agent.
Yeah,
that's his agent.
Yeah,
that guy looks like he's straight out of The Godfather. He's wearing all black, but he's like every time.
Him and his dad were kissing in the crowd or whatever. Yeah, they're having a good time. So yeah, we're putting Brian Dable in club.
I like it. I like it. Well, I only have one. As your typical, I only let one at a time.
Yeah, exclusive
guy, Joe Flacco.
Joe
Flacco, the big
he's
win. He should
be 2-0. Honestly, he should be 2-0.
Mystery lead. He played really well though. I think he had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Led the big win over the Jags, and they're kind of in the mix. Flacco's also. I don't know if you looked at his contract. There's a lot of contract talk. He's getting paid pretty good now. If he gets paid per win now, he can make up to $4 million in like 6 weeks. That's pretty good. I'd like to do that.
I would take that. I'd take those odds. I'd take 10% of that.
Of course. So we'll see how he stacks up against the Bear defense. They've been playing pretty good. But Joe Flacco, welcome to Club Dub with all of our guys that.
Yeah, we'll have to do a recap of Club Dub at some point. We'll do like a recap of
the whole board of Club Dub. And,
even the Peyton and Eli Manicast, they have like the prediction
the
board.
things.
Yeah, where they have. That's so stupid.
Look at this.
But
We got it. No, I love it.
I do too. I think
but sometimes they put people up there when they didn't get it right.
Right, I know. Or they set them up like, hey, we're at the 1 yard line. Are they gonna run it in? It's like, no, duh. Yes.
Exactly.
Hello. Yes, we're gonna run it in.
Push. So, all right. Well, let's talk a little bit about college football. You don't have any notes here, so I'm going to see what. But you picked Army.
I figure we do bowls next week.
Okay. Not this week when they start Saturday.
Do they start tomorrow?
They do. They start tomorrow.
Oh, I thought they started.
That's okay. We can bypass, but you got another pick win with Army.
Oh yeah.
Art is. I think he's retiring next week on your picks. Based on your picks, he said that last night. He's going to quit the job and move to Florida. That's what I heard.
I hope I can come visit him. That's all I gotta
say. Me too. But okay, so next week we'll go over more of the bowls. There are some bowls starting this week.
Anything big that you can remember?
I don't know. There's all these, whatever. The Blue Bonnet Bowl, the Planter Weed Eater Bowl. I don't know. I'm actually doing a bowl pickup. I was really going to rely on you this week, but that's okay.
Oh, we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl on Saturday.
Woo-hoo.
Okay, I got you. Go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on Saturday.
UCLA Boise's a decent game. That's a solid game. New Mexico State Fresno's a good game. New Mexico State's live.
Yeah, they're 10-4.
Yeah,
they're minus 3.5. It's great podcasting, by the way.
I caught him off guard. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
I was waiting for him. I'm like, put bowl.
I would take Boise in that matchup. Actually,
yeah, Boise.
I do.
Like, sure.
I like. They're getting points. I think they're plus 5.5. Is that what that says? Yeah, they're getting 5.5 points. I think Boise can win that game outright. They're playing in LA, but
we don't have to make that an official pick. I don't want to count against.
No, that's the one pick I'll pick for Saturday, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one we'll give you for Saturday.
Okay, Boise. Yeah, Boise over UCLA.
Boise,
5.5.
Yeah, Boise getting the 5.5.
You heard it here.
I like it. I like it. They were feisty in the MAC or the Mountain West Championship. I don't know if you watched that game.
Yeah, unfortunately UNLV did not make it happen, but they made it there.
Well, they had a couple turnovers, and the defense is feisty. Yeah. They're definitely feisty. So we like the Broncos.
Wow,
giddy up.
Who doesn't? Not. I don't like the Denver Broncos, but I like the Broncos.
That's right.
All right, so now let's go into NFL Week 14. Here's the recap. A lot of home winners, 9-6, and then the Dogs crushed it, as I mentioned already. Jesus, man, they 10-4-1 on the week. 10-4-1. They just dominated, and what's weird about it is the over. So usually when dogs come in, it's the under that comes in. That's kind of the correlation traditionally. Not this year. We've got an over. 9-5-1 to the overs. Is that math right? Yeah, I guess that's right. No, it's not. No, it's right. 9-5-1 to the over. So I don't know. There been a lot more points scored lately. Obviously, you had some interesting matchups like Baltimore and the Rams. I would have a big game, a lot of points, but interesting. So good news here for the contest. We finally got a positive week. 3-1-1. We're back, baby. We're in our last quarter. We're gonna have to really close strong to get up there. We're 55% though. That's actually pretty good. Now we're back up, making it happen. But the winners, we're not gonna win this year, guys. We're not gonna win. Yeah. But we can get within the top 100. We can get within the top 100. I don't think we can catch 49.5. That's a little too far back because we are at 38.5. It's possible if the winner just tanks with 4 weeks to play. But we're sitting 6 picks behind. We got to make some hay. But it's possible. So we did pick the Bears, as we mentioned. The Bears, they came out swinging that game. I was at the game. First quarter, they just dominated the Lions. It was like, oh my God, they're going to crush this team. They were kind of going up and down. Then the Lions had a good second quarter, actually took the lead at the half. Second half, baby, boom, shut the door. No more points for Jared Goff in the cold. And they were smacking them around. I mean, they did get some running done. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs looked pretty good. But for the most part, the Bears D played great. And more importantly, Justin Fields didn't turn the ball over. He almost had a turnover in the first quarter right away. And we were like, no. And
here we go.
Then he settled in, played really well, hit some guys, hit DJ Moore a couple times, and it was awesome. So they covered the game and went outright 28-13. Thank you, Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they incorporated the run for Justin Fields a little more. I think he had 11 carries, or 12 carries. So he had 12 carries and a touchdown. So I think that really definitely helps the offense. And they've actually been the league leading defense stopping the run since like week 4 or 5. So
I know.
Montez Sweat
has made a difference.
He's really made a big difference in that defense. So.
He obviously, you see it when you're there in person. You can just see how he kind of like picks up the press, like 2 guys are on him and then the other guys are just collapsing that pocket on a pocket passer like Jared Goff. So we'll talk about it later. Flacco is not a very mobile guy.
That's fair.
So one game that did not go well, which was kind of a shock, was Houston was laying 3.5 on the road at the mighty Jets, who have not scored a lot of points. I don't know if we've been checking this. Somehow the score was 0-0 at the half. I remember at the game looking at I'm like 0-0. How's Houston not scoring on the Jets? I know Jets are pretty good D. But my God, second half, Zach Wilson just cut it loose. 209 yards in the second half alone, 2 TDs. They scored 30 points on this team and won this game outright. Like, I didn't put it down. They crushed them. It was like 30-6, I think was the final score.
Yep.
So obviously CJ Stroud got knocked out with a concussion. He's been ruled out this week, actually. So good for the Jets for covering. I don't think anybody saw them scoring 30 points, that's for sure.
No, if I'd have told you Zach Wilson threw the ball 36 times, would you think the Jets would have won?
No,
the Jets would have won.
Lose, of course.
So they were. I wasn't a lot to say about it because it was never on the television in the first half. To your point, and
0-0 wasn't on the red zone.
They
were just between the 20s.
And I think Nico Collins got knocked out too.
He did.
So they were
calf strain.
Yeah, they were down to basically nobody, and obviously CJ Stroud got hurt. So the Houston's going to probably be in trouble. Davis Mills is starting this week. Shout out to the neck lord. So. It's Jets are feisty. We saw this line come down though. Somebody knew something.
Did. Somebody knew something.
Yeah, we were making fun of somebody, and
I think Tommy DeVito's agent knew something.
Probably that's what it was. But we finally had a Garrett Wilson sighting, and more importantly, we finally had a Randall Cobb sighting. Cobb finally got in the end zone.
He finally got a touchdown. Where's he been all year?
Yeah, I was gonna say we finally remembered that he actually does play for the Jets. So shout out to Randall Cobb. Hopefully he'll join us sometime on the podcast.
Sure he will. Sure he will. And then this game, as we get into the later games, we had the Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders were +3. Seemed like a good bet against the mighty Vikings, who have struggled a little bit with Josh Dobbs.
They were saving it all for tonight or last night.
This game was crazy. Another game where nobody's scoring. This game went scoreless until the final 2 minutes of this game. I could not believe it. Can't anybody make a play? And I really wanted, of course, the Raiders to make the play. Josh Dobbs gets pulled in this game. They put Nick Mullins in because Dobbs had 63 yards passing or something crazy like that.
Pretty terrible.
And then they finally get the field goal. Yep. In fact, I thought they were going to kick another field goal late to get the cover. And we were on the side with you, and we were just please. And then, of course, AOC was bad. And I'm not sure. He just got confused by the blitz, which, Brian Flores has done a great job for this team for Minnesota. And then we'll talk about it later. How do they get 0 points and then 63? I guess the average is 31 and a half.
I think they're the number 1 scoring defense right now. The Vikings are.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I think I heard that.
They keep people in the end zone.
Yeah, they've been playing really well. To your credit, to Brian Flores' credit. To your point,
he's got to get another head coaching job.
That what's crazy is he still has an ongoing lawsuit with the NFL, which is wild. But to your point, Josh Dobbs was awful. When Nick Mullins has to come in and save the day, you just know you probably didn't play very well. I think he had like a quarterback rating of like 18, I think. So,
okay.
and I think, is that the one that goes to 153?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys can be the judges of that.
Brock Purdy level.
Yeah, I'm just here to provide stats. So, yeah, Aiden O'Connell didn't play very well.
Oh,
Obviously, they were, like I said, they were saving it all for the joke was on us. They were just saving it all for next week. So,
little bit of a fantasy situation for me. I had a
I had
choice.
Josh Palmer on the bench.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about
And
that. Last night.
Yeah, and I picked him up I picked him up last week so I could play him because I was thinking, oh, Herbert and Palmer would be a good little matchup because Keenan Allen's the only guy, and then Herbert gets hurt, so I didn't play him, and then
He dominated.
jokes on me.
But last week, we didn't know if Lawrence was going to play in the Jags game.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there. I had to pick up somebody. The waiver wire, it's 14-team league. Sometimes people have 3 quarterbacks. It's terrible,
it's
right?
Crazy. It's wild.
I picked up AOC.
Yeah.
Picked up his thing against Minnesota. And he was like, I figured he's going to run the ball a little bit. So guess what I did? I started Lawrence.
Okay,
Thank
good.
God. Because he only had like 5 points.
Yeah.
But
That's oh man.
yeah. But I made the playoffs. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So Dallas, then 3.5-point favorites at home against Philly. This was played out about how I thought it would. The boys just came out and kicked the shit out of them. Sorry, America for swearing. But they forced 3 fumbles. Philadelphia moved the ball in this game, but they got stripped inside like the 33 times in this game, and that's really not going to get it done. But Dallas, more importantly, keeps scoring. 33-13 is the final score. They've scored, I think it's 5 straight games of 30 points or more at home. But more importantly, how about this Brandon Aubrey guy? This guy can really kick the football, can he?
Yeah, that's probably the greatest kicking game anybody's ever had, right?
Incredible.
Outside of like the elements, you got to always take that into account, in my opinion. But yeah, to hit a 59 and a 60 in the same game, I think that they did say that was the first time. But no, he makes it look very easy. I think Pat McAfee was talking about like just how smooth and how easy it's crazy.
He's a soccer guy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. He was in the USW or USL or whatever, the United States Soccer League or. No, it was the different soccer league.
One.
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe it was MLS. It might have been, but he played for a Toronto team. That I do know.
I see.
But yeah, I was checking your stat of like 30 or more. And they've scored 30 or more every home game this year.
Yeah.
So it must be dating back to last year for the Cowboys.
Maybe.
So
they're really good at home.
They've been playing. Yeah, they've been playing really well. We were kind of worried about the defense after that Thursday night game with Seattle.
I was a little worried.
I guess they definitely.
Philadelphia's they need another bye. They look so tired.
They look wore out.
They cannot stop the run. They're letting guys just eviscerate them over the middle of the pass. They picked up what's his name? Well, the freak with the
Leonard.
Shaq Leonard, right? And he's not helping. He's obviously washed. So what are you gonna do?
Oh man, washed. Man, that's tough.
Well, he is, don't you think? Starting for Philly, but that doesn't mean much. That linebacker core is bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
They also lost Reed Blankenship in that game, which is kind of important to that secondary. We'll talk about that more later, but he's essential for stopping that stuff over the middle, and they just couldn't stop it anymore.
No, and they did dissect him across the middle. And CD Lamb is a bad man. Yeah, he's if you're going to stop the Cowboys, that's probably the first person you got to stop. CD Lamb. So, but yeah, Dak's humming right now. He's playing probably the best of his career. The Cowboys look really good. So, what was that?
Did you say something about Dak?
Yeah, he's probably playing the best football of his career at the moment.
Okay.
So.
He's number 1 in the MVP ranks. Remember we talked about it a few weeks ago? You just poo-pooed him. And
yeah,
I was like,
that's fine. That's fine.
He probably won't win it, to your point. But anyway, let's go. Then we talked about Tommy DeVito's Giants. They won the game plus 6.5 in this one. They won the game outright. This was kind of an exciting game in the finish.
Yeah,
I really think that the Giants almost gave this game up. You had the one guy get hit with the punt, and then Saquon just fumbles. He obviously wasn't touched, but he boom, ball popped up, and I was like, you're going to give this game up? I'm like, somebody picked the money line. DeVito's agent picked the money line, but no, they came back and won the game outright 24-22. Jordan Love looked terrible in this one. Thankfully, the guy who needed to outscore me, not head-to-head, but to get in the spot, you do it by points after if you have the same record, he had Jordan Love. Thank you.
Yeah, this is your typical letdown spot.
Oh yeah.
Totally. I think we called this last week coming from a mile away. This was the biggest win in Packers history in last 5 years or whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Giants look good to their credit. They put they actually scored in the red zone more efficiently than the Packers did.
Yeah,
so
did.
that was the difference in the game. Obviously,
they were running DeVito a lot. He was running the football. He was doing the option a lot with Saquon. And if you can get Saquon going, and then you have DeVito is doing something, maybe you can do something. I think this week we'll see what happens. Will come up with this probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to have to. It's definitely going to be a situation when you pick the Giants to play well in games.
Now, you did well too. You picked the Rams plus 7.5 at Baltimore, and this was really the right side the whole way.
Yeah, I thought they were winning. I had money line on them.
Did you?
Too.
Well, it was smart because it looked like they were going to get it, and obviously what happened to this game is they had the lead. The Ravens actually took it was kind of a back and forth affair. Went to overtime. They didn't call like 2 penalties on that punt return that closed the game out. So the Rams were losing 37-31. But they did cover the numbers. Sorry about the money line.
Yeah, that's all right. I was on it though. I felt good. This Rams team is frisky.
They're playing pretty good.
I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but Sean McVay should be in the consideration of coach of the year.
He definitely is. He's in there.
But no, Matt Stafford's still really good.
Mm-hmm.
This Rams team, if they can get some defense picks for next year, like they're gonna be pretty scary because look at Puka and Cooper Kupp now.
Oh, and Kyron Williams playing.
So yeah, Kyron. Then they've got the savant himself. They got the boy wonder. I still can't believe that he's not 40 yet. Doesn't that blow your mind?
Is he not 40?
Is he not 40? No, sorry, he got hired at 30. Did he get hired?
No, he got hired at 36, 35. I bet she's 40 now, 39 or 40. He did. Hey, this is a live podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
We just talk about stuff.
He's 37 years old.
He's only 37.
Yeah, he got hired at 32, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
So just think about it. It just still blows my mind that he is that young and
baby face.
Yeah, I know, but he's a genius.
Oh, he's great. He actually decided to coach this year. Last year, I feel like he didn't really want to coach.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was done. They obviously had won the Super Bowl. He kind of
their
year
team was just so bad last year. It felt like
they had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, and I feel like it's hard not to quit on the season when you don't have any of your guys. So, and then I think the update for Beaver Nation too. I think I'm 33, 26, and 3. Because the only loss we had last week was that Eagles game.
Feel free to update this anytime.
I know. I was busy today. I'm sorry.
And then you picked Buffalo as well. So we obviously were on the Buffalo game. Awesome. Arrowhead. Look, it was a tough game. We talked about the play at the end with Mahomes, but Josh Allen, they're letting him be Josh Allen. He's playing, he's balling out, he's playing to his fullest abilities. You're going to live and die with him. We talked about McDermott being on the hot seat. This is a team that they obviously play. We'll talk about play Dallas this week. They have a tough schedule down the stretch, but they still have a chance to actually take the division, which is crazy. And I'm going to be honest with you, I bought in at 15-1 to win the whole thing. Why not? I think in the AFC, it's almost anybody's game. You've got, I don't think Mahomes and the Chiefs can do it. I really don't. I don't think they can beat the other teams. They can, but they're not that great. So I look at it in terms of Burrow's out. You've got a wide open race. Your Dolphins can still do it. The Ravens can still do it. You got a team like the Bills can jump in. Maybe Browning can lead the Bengals to something, but
the Broncos could still
get in there. Are still in the mix.
Well, there's 6 teams at 7-6 or something like that.
Yeah, it's wide open. So
the Spider-Man meme. It's the ultimate Spider-Man meme.
So at some point, I don't think. And look, I know you're on the Flacco train, but that train's going to slow down. You've seen what happens with the Steelers. So the only problem with the Bills is they lose every tiebreaker known to man. They've lost everybody. I forgot to mention my Jags, but
that's right. I think the Steelers are in trouble though.
Oh yeah.
I think they're in big trouble. I think Cleveland could actually make the play. I think they could.
Well,
I think they could be pretty.
8-5,
they might be pretty frisky.
Frisky, it's your favorite. We're gonna get you a T-shirt. I'm frisky.
Okay. Yeah, Joe Flacco is frisky. They're 8-5. Yeah.
A picture of Joe Flacco and 2 hands like this. I'm frisky. Let's go into the week for this week 15. The statistician didn't update this. That's me. Okay, so lots of injuries. We already talked about the game last night a little bit, but Justin Herbert, broken finger. He's out. Did it matter? I think so. CJ Stroud has now been ruled out for the Texans. Nico Collins is questionable. Hasn't been practicing with that calf, which to me it's like that's a re-injury waiting to happen anyway. The Browns lost another offensive lineman in DeJuan Jones. He's out, for this game, and they also lost backup pass rusher Obi Okunranwa.
That's close enough. Yeah.
He has a pec injury. He's out. So we'll see against the Bears. The Cowboys, as good as they played, they did lose Jonathan Hankins to an ankle injury. I don't know if he's going to play. He's been very limited this week. He's questionable. How about this? Pacheco.
He was out last week too. Yeah, he was out against the Bills also. He didn't play.
It matters.
Because Clyde Edwards-Helaire just cannot run the same way.
He doesn't run angry.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he's not angry at the crowd.
Now, T.J. Watt for the Steelers, is he going to play? He's in concussion protocol, but that was kind of an earlier game in the week, so maybe he can clear.
Yeah, he got popped. And it looked really bad. Like it looked like the helmet got right underneath the chin when he got, or no, it was the knee. Sorry, it looked like he got kneed right in the head. Yeah. Right. So hopefully he's all right. I haven't seen anything that says that he is or is not going to play. I haven't seen anything on X lately. So
On X, we'll see what happens.
sure
He's big to that game. And then we've got the guys for the Bills. Micah Hyde is out with his neck injury, and AJ Epinesa is out with the ribs. So we'll talk about the Bills. I do like them this week, but I'm a little worried about some of these injuries because I think the Cowboys will be able to move the ball against the D. Packers, AJ Dillon, he hurt his thumb. He broke his thumb. He might still play, though. Unlike Aaron Jones, who is, God knows when he's going to play again. He's supposed to play. Oh, I'm feeling better. Your buddy just broke his thumb. He's still playing, for God's sakes. For the Finns, you talked about the offensive line. Connor Williams is out with a knee injury. And then Tyreek, he did not practice again. Do you think he's going to play?
Probably.
Yeah.
He went back into the game. I'm sure the way they
Shoot
have
him up with something.
well, they have medicine now. Yeah, the way they
have medicine.
They have medicine. Yeah, I didn't know if you knew this or not. But no, I'm sure the way that they can treat players and stuff like that. If he can play the second half on adrenaline, I'm sure if you give him 6 days or 5 days.
I hope so. I just don't want him to get hurt because I think he's so important to their squad, as we saw. We talked about Eagles. Blankenship is still in the concussion protocol, and Darius Slay did not practice with his knee. That secondary could be in trouble against Seattle. And then the Commanders, Brian Robinson was ruled out with a hamstring injury. So it's that time of year. I mean, you're playing with like second, third, fourth string guys now, not just a quarterback. It's just a war of attrition out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the games themselves, we already talked about the 63-21 beatdown of the Chargers. See you later, Staley. So we don't have much to say there. But we have an interesting lineup this week. You got 3 games on Saturday tomorrow, and then you've got a good early slate because everybody's playing, and then you have only 3 late games. So it's a little bit choppy. So here's what we got. Minnesota at Cincinnati on Saturday is the first game. 3.5 point total, or 3.5 point spread for Cincinnati at home, 40.5 point total. I've been going back and forth on this game, Coop. I really liked Minnesota for a reason because I think they're actually might play a little bit better with Nick Mullins with an S.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Mullins, but the stupid hook. I like the hook. You always love the hook. We talk about it all the time, but I think the Bengals are playing really good. I do think that Browning might take a step back against this defense. I'm just concerned that Minnesota can't score, not just because of last week, but Cincinnati's D's picked up, Lou Emmett-Remo, who should be a head coach next year. I guess I'm flipping back and forth here. Give me some guidance. Are you going Cincinnati or Minnesota?
Oh, we're in the jungle. We're taking the Bengals. Okay. Yeah, we don't mind the hook this week. So at least in this one. No, I think Joe Mixon's going to be a big factor in this game. I also think Trey Hendrickson is going to wreck I think he's going to be the difference in the game. Yeah, so if the Bengals get any kind of lead in this game, I think their defensive line is going to be able to outmatch Minnesota's, and I think that might be a big difference in the game. Trey Hendrickson has been playing out of his mind the last couple of weeks. I think he's got 13 sacks on the year so far. So, no, I'm leaving the Bengals, or I'm leading the Bengals. Like to your point, Minnesota's defense is playing really well, but they're playing outside too. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Cincinnati. But,
it could be rough. And Cincinnati they're 7-6 as well.
Yeah, they're still, and Jake Browning is. They've definitely changed the offense a little bit, where it's more of an intermediate game. It definitely looks more like
gets the ball out of his hand fast.
It looks it's definitely a little bit of a different offense. But I like I said, if anything, we should have added Zach Taylor to Club Dub because he's a lot of people.
You were playing for his job.
Yeah, I was just saying, a lot of people, myself included, didn't know if he could actually coach or not. But ever since kind of Brownings came in after that first game, obviously, it's shown that it's definitely been in his favor that Zach Taylor can definitely coach.
Right. Okay. Well, I
like the Bengals here.
I know you do, and I originally had the Vikings on there. I keep. Well, they're on my top 7, so I kept. But it's only 3 in the contest. That's the other thing. It went up to 3.5. 3 is a bad number. Period. But all right. So next game, you've got the Steelers are going to Indianapolis. Currently, the Colts are 1.5 point favorite at home. 42.5 point total in this one. Mitch Trubisky, he's still playing there, huh? I think the Steelers are actually going to put up some points on the Colts. That defense is terrible. Don't love this game at all. I would easy stay away spot, but I think I like Pittsburgh in this one, plus the 1.5 or 1. I think it's only 1 in the contest, so not that matters a whole heck of a lot, but I would take the Steelers in this one.
No, I'm with you. I'm with the Steelers this week. Indy's been playing really well. Obviously, they got beat by Cincinnati last week. But I think they're going to have the same struggles with Pittsburgh they did with Cincinnati last week from the defensive standpoint, and honestly, it's going to be odd to see the Steelers defense, because is Indianapolis actually gonna be able to run the football against Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
That's the
what you
biggest
have to do.
That's the biggest question to me. I don't think they're gonna be able to. If they can, obviously I think Indy's gonna be the side, but I would go Pittsburgh here. I think this is a loser leaves town game.
It pretty much is.
I think this is one of them. So
because this is 2-7-6 teams, right? So they both have to keep pace. I think the Colts, Gardner's played pretty good. I mean, obviously we consider him one of the better backups now because of all the backups in there, but that defense just can't hold up. And so it's the big thing is, can the Steelers get one of those offensive games like they had before Pickett got hurt with a 400-yard game and hang in this? And I think values to them. So it is in the top 5 right now. Okay, so what about Denver at Detroit? Detroit's a 4.5-point favorite, 48-point total. We all know the Denver story. They, in some ways, not just the turnover battle, they're kind of getting lucky. They knock out Justin Herbert. They get to play the backup. They keep rolling some kind of way, and they're right in the mix. I know you love Sean Payton as a coach. I think he's definitely turned it around. I think it's a bounce back spot for Detroit. I know they've been playing like shit. Everybody's down on them. For some reason, all the sharp guys are on Detroit this week, and I'm going to follow them this week. 4.5. I don't love the number. When it was at 4, I loved it a lot more, but it's juiced up a little bit to 4.5. I think Detroit's going to get better and win this game outright. 4.5.
Yeah, if you want to lose your money, you can bet on Detroit. That's fine. No, this is definitely the spot for Denver. So, and there's a couple reasons why. One, Detroit's defense is literally bottom 2 in pressure rate.
Oh, they've been bad.
And they're really bad. Outside of Aiden Hutchinson, they're really bad at pressuring the quarterback. And Russell Wilson is actually top 12 in the league when not pressured. I think he was like 80. So I think it's a good spot for him. I think they're going to run the football as well. I think Sean Payton is really good at not beating themselves.
Okay.
Like just the same thing like Houston a couple weeks ago. They should have won that game. If you look at the tape, Russell was really bad and whatever. But they don't really beat themselves too often.
Your MVP.
And you can call it turnover luck, but you still have to create pressure.
Can't force it.
Yeah. So I don't know what you're going to – so is it luck when the Cowboys do it? I don't understand. Like, how is it luck? So,
I didn't say
well, you've been pretty hard on this luck train of turnovers, and I'm not going to stand for this slander anymore of this turnover luck. Because you still
I just don't believe in Denver's numbers, man. They look. It's weird. It's a weird scenario. He's coaching the hell out of him. He could be coach of the year for sure.
That's fair.
But
this might be a coach of the year off, honestly.
Well, and I still understand how Dan Campbell is the favorite for coach of the year right now. It's a little bit weird
because they made the playoffs in like 30 years. That's why.
But they haven't made the playoffs yet. They keep losing.
Fair. Yeah, right.
They could still lose the division. I know that Green Bay took a bad back seat there, but there's a chance they could still lose the division. So I just think Detroit's got to get right here. You're probably right. The money's on Denver, not significantly, 63%, but we'll go opposite there. What about on Sunday early games? The Bears at Cleveland. We just talked about it. Joe Flacco, he's in Club Dub, but Justin Fields been playing pretty good. Cleveland's a 3-point favorite at home, 38-point total. Gotta go with the Bears here, buddy. I'm sorry, man. It's weird for me to say that because I've been going against the Bears so much in the contest because I know everybody in my contest, not the big one, my buddy's contest. Everybody picks the Bears blindly every week.
Oh, really?
Now, last week, I knew I had to take them against the Lions, but they're playing really good football. Now, I do think that Cleveland's defense can contain Fields more than, say, Detroit's. But the defense is what I'm looking at here. The Bears are playing really good. And all these offensive line injuries for Cleveland, I might even pick the money line here. I think the Bears are going to win this game.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not in my top 5.
I'm sure Art's pretty pumped about that because he's got an NFC future for them. So,
that's right. What was his number? That's pretty good.
I can't remember what he bought in at.
I think it was like 27-1.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But we can only hope.
They have to make the playoffs first.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can only hope. So, oh, man, I keep going back and forth, but just part of me, Cleveland's defense is really good at home. That's the only problem. Is they obviously minus last week they didn't play as great, but
they're playing Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, but he had it on one foot though. So which I don't even know if he really had a bad high ankle sprain. I mean, he looked kind of.
I don't know. Is the guy like made of rubber? Because he got bent over backwards. His ankle went this way. His knee.
I thought he definitely broke his leg when it first.
When it first happened, I thought he did something. I thought he tore something. Yeah. He just was such a.
It was such a bad. Yeah, I agree. And like the way he got up and it went straight down, kind of like Rodgers did. I was like, oh, he definitely definitely screwed something up. But as much as I want to ride the Bears this week, I can't. I think this is the week that they come back to earth. I think Cleveland's on it. Cleveland might be a team of destiny. They might just be the team of destiny. We're gonna find out.
Okay.
how far Joe Flacco can take. I don't know. I just think the run game could be a big factor. Obviously, the offensive line issues. But
can they run the ball against this Bears defense that can stop the run?
But David Njoku could be a big factor. He just showed that last week.
When he's wide open. I mean, goddamn, how many times are they gonna leave him wide open? Like Jacksonville is like leaving guys wide open all day, but
he's a freak though. He's a freak athlete.
He's just
a freak athlete.
Of course he is. He's one of those. He's a meta-human like your other guy.
A meta-human.
Myles Garrett. So all right, we'll split on this one again. Not a surprise. You did good last week against me in the splits because if you took an underdog, no favorites.
No favorites. Yeah.
Okay, so how about Houston at Tennessee? Tennessee's all the way up to a 3.5-point favorite. Actually, we didn't check.
It's raining on Sunday in Cleveland, by the way.
Oh wow, good. I thought it was always sunny in Philadelphia.
It might be.
What I was going to say is going to check. It is still 3.5.
Yeah.
So when they ruled out C.J. Stroud, that's already baked into the number. Because Houston would have probably been favored, would have been a short number. Now it's 3.5. Tennessee, 36.5-point total. And obviously the Fighting Vrabels got it done late and the gun show looked good. I can only side with Tennessee, but I'm not going to pick this game like in a big contest or anything. I don't think Houston, they're not just that Stroud covers up the warts, but the whole team has been getting injured for weeks. So they're just kind of eroding. And I think that they've kind of pulled some stuff, to your point, against Denver, some smoke and mirrors. I'm not saying they're going to lose this game badly, but the fact that this hasn't got inside of 3 is kind of telling to me. So I would take Tennessee and lay the points.
Yeah, and to your point, the defense has been trash. Houston defense has been really bad for a couple weeks now.
The Jets.
Zach Wilson is taking advantage of you. You've got some problems, I would say. So
and Tennessee's finally using Tajay Spears. It's about fucking time.
It's about right. So
throwing the rock.
I'm with you on this one. I think Tennessee is the side. Derrick Henry's one actually kind of had a resurgence last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
so,
you mentioned that.
2
weeks ago, you're like, this feels like a Derrick Henry game.
Yeah, Tractor Cito season is upon us. So,
right.
and obviously Davis Mills, the Fighting Davis Mills. So. I think they're in big trouble. I think Houston's going to be. How many what's the over under on the interception prop? You think for Davis Mills 2.5?
Well, it should be 2.5. It's probably 1.5. So that's probably a good prop to take.
We should take that. So we'll have to look into that. But yeah, that's the one thing that we would pick confidently in this game is the over on the interception.
Yeah, who's he going to throw to? So I mean, maybe we'll flip it to a contest.
Noah Brown.
Right.
John Mechie.
And then who's the tight end now? Well, is Schultz not back? Right? Is he back yet?
No, I don't think so. But they got John Mechie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like the way. I mean, I know that I watched the comeback, against your squad, but I mean, obviously you've got Nuke Hopkins on the one side, and you've got I like Aronco. I think they got another Aronco or Urinki. He's got
Westbrook and Kenny.
Yeah, Westbrook and Kenny, but they got a good tight end there too.
Oh yeah, well, they're missing Treylon Burks. He's a big dude, and he's just a big guy.
And I think that dude should be running more. Levis, dude. Although, can you slide once in a while? He's trying to run over linebackers.
I swear, there's some of these quarterbacks that don't know how to slide. Like I think Bryce Young doesn't know how to slide either.
Oh yeah, he didn't play baseball.
No, there's a couple of the guys that I don't think they know how to slide, which is terrifying.
They hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about Kansas City at New England? This is up to 8.5 right now in the market for Kansas City on the road, 37.5-point total. Look, I can't get on board with Kansas City right now in general, but I know New England's bad. The defense for Kansas City is good, but this number begs you to take New England at plus 8.5. 37.5-point total. That's tons of value on the dog. It's the Jimmy Wegs stay away spot of the week. I know KC is going to play good this week. That's what I know they are. Like gut tells me they're going to play good this week. Swan song for Belichick, but when push comes to shove, Kansas City's not going to lose this game. So it's just I don't think they can cover this number.
Do you think Bailey Zappi's going to score more than 14 points?
I think this final score is 21-13, which is 8 points. So I would take the dog.
Gotcha. No, I'm going to ride the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. I think they have to bounce back to your point. I think it's at least a 10-pointer or more. I think they have to.
They get to do like they did to the Raiders a couple weeks ago.
They have to. I just feel like they have to your point, they have to play well. So the first time ever, everybody's questioning the Chiefs. So I feel like if it's now or never for them, it seems like.
They can still win the 1 seed. It's like they went out, kind of like the Eagles. Like they went, Eagles. They went out, then they've got a chance. It's just everybody pulled the question last week.
Yeah, this is probably I hate that hook, but no, I think Kansas City's gonna be the player. I'm with you on the stay away game though.
Just so you know, the circuit contest is 8. It's only 8, so you would love the contest.
Yeah,
the market says 8.5. So
That's tough. What's 66% of the money is on KC? Okay.
Yeah, it's funny how that works because the last couple of weeks the money has gotten crushed. Like the books are making money hand over fist on people, and it's funny. So the beginning of the season, it's kind of flipped over. Which some of those games, especially those big juice games, as you can see, like 86% on some, those are ones you probably should stay away from because they're usually losers.
Yeah, or go the other way on it.
Yeah. So. All right, what about Atlanta at Carolina? This is a 3-point game favored for Atlanta on the road at Carolina, 33.5-point total. Again, really low totals in these games. I am on Atlanta here. God, this team has just killed me all year, but I think they're in a must-win situation. They played last week and lost. They were right in the game. Desmond Ridder, God, they fell 1 yard short from winning that football game, and that's they're not in the division lead anymore. I think they have to win. Carolina seemingly is playing better, but not really. When you look at the box score, we thought that the offense would be better under the new, obviously firing Frank Reich, but I don't see it. And I know that Atlanta's on the road, but I will lay the 3 against Carolina on the road because I think they're tanky.
I struggled with this all day because I know the rush defense of Carolina is like one of the strengths of this team.
They have a good defense.
So they, or maybe it's the pass defense. I might have that backwards. Actually, I have that backwards. So Carolina is actually the best pass defense. So it's actually more. Up front, you always said it's more efficient to actually run the ball against Carolina every down than it is to actually throw them. So, to that point, actually, now that makes that really easy now to think about it. So, yeah, we're going to take Atlanta. Bijan Robinson's going to have a big day.
86% of the money is on him, so why not?
So why not, right? We're going to everybody should bet Carolina at home. That's what we're going to tell you. We're going to take Atlanta. So if you take Carolina, you're a sucker, but you might also be
one of my top 5 picks.
Bijan Robinson probably has a big day here, I would assume.
I hope.
Man, this is just it's a bad game. These are 2 bad teams. Well, can you imagine if Atlanta makes the playoffs?
Well, they probably will make the playoffs, but they're going to get smoked by either the Eagles or Dallas. I mean, they're going to play the 5th seed, who's going to be like the next best team in the NFC East. So good luck to you.
And I thought about that the other day. Do you realize that they talked about the AFC being the better conference, which I don't know if it is. It probably is top to bottom, but I think the top heavy conference is the NFC. Like I think the best teams are in the NFC. Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
So I thought about that the other day. I was like, man, it's interesting.
Yeah, now it flipped. Like at the beginning of the season, we're like, oh, there's more value taking an NFC team because there's only a couple. Somebody can come up. Totally opposite now. It's like you don't know who's going to come out of the AFC. So
yeah,
you got a good chance betting on the top 3 horses there. All right, so how about the Giants? Tommy DeVito is going to New Orleans. He's going to visit Emerald. So he's got New Orleans a 5.5-point favorite at home, 39-point total. Derek Carr, hopefully he doesn't play, but I think he is going to play now. Yeah,
I don't think his own team likes him.
It's Saints or pass. God damn it! I like the Giants. I mean, I root for a DeVito guy. I root for a guy like that, but he's got to have a letdown after last week, right? I mean, as much as Dable's coaching the hell out of it. The Saints defense is pretty good. Now, it's a little smoke and mirrors last week. The game was a lot closer against Carolina than the score indicated.
Yeah, a couple
they did get there's a punt block or something.
Yeah, they got a punt block.
So there is a lot of money on the Giants in this game, and I understand why, but I just it doesn't feel right. Giants aren't that great of a team, so I'm not going to bet on New Orleans, but I'm just saying I would lean to New Orleans in the game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I would go New Orleans here. I think the rush defense it is going to be able to neutralize, Tommy DeVito getting out of the pocket and hopefully Saquon. So, and you're going to have to throw to beat them. And if you can make Tommy DeVito throw from the pocket to beat you, I think you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning the game.
I mean, all he does is he had a couple downfield throws, but a lot of the throws were kind of like quick screens, quick laterals or whatever. But yeah, they had a double pass in that game, didn't they?
I think they did, yeah. And you never know. I mean, and Taysom Hill is questionable, I think. So look for the run game. Obviously, Alvin Kamara's probably going to get the ball a lot, I would say. And the Giants' rush defense is, I think, 27th in the league. So they're not very good at stopping the run.
Kamara's going to have a good game.
Kamara should have a good game, yeah. So it's a tough number. I don't like it either. But if I had to put a gun to my head, I'd take
it's under 6. Write it out, I think the contest line is higher, isn't it? Yeah, 6.5. That's why, this looks like a good line now because it's 6. It's 6 in the contest, a little bit under. But, you get a touchdown.
You get a half point.
Half a point makes a difference, All right, so let's go Tampa, who's the leader of the AFC South, by the way, at Green Bay. Green Bay's a 3.5-point favorite, 42-point total. Look, early in the week, I was all on Green Bay. I'm like, hey, they had a bad spot in prime time. Everybody's going to be against them. But this line sucks. I don't think it should be this far. I mean, really, I'm not saying – look, I would make this line exactly this for my little metrics, but look, all the injuries on Green Bay. I mean, the offensive weapons aren't 100%. I do love Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed's really good, but he's banged up again. You've got maybe Aaron Jones playing. Christian Watson's going to miss the game. The hell's he going to throw to again? It's like it annoys the shit out of me with Green Bay. They should be better, but Tampa's defense is leaky, very leaky. So I like the over in this game. That's my recommendation. Side, I guess I take Tampa, but I'd hold my nose on that.
Oh no, we're riding Tampa this week. We love the this is the game where we do love the hook.
You love the hook. Yeah, the hooks. Yeah,
I think Rachaad White's going to be a big factor in this game, catching the ball out of the backfield. I think he's going to be a big factor. Obviously, I think Godwin was questionable. So, and it seems like Baker just throws it to Mike Evans anyway. That's all
he didn't last week.
Well, that's fair.
He had one catch.
That's fair. Well, they may have been trying to neutralize him,
Yeah, but Godwin's out.
Because I think Mike Evans killed them the first time around.
Yeah.
So they had to take him out of the game. But no, I think Tampa's the side. This is another loser leaves town game, I think. So this is another one of those. And
it has a path for the division, but God, I mean, 6-8, there's not a chance. God.
I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look the same this year as they did last year, and their quarterback. I mean, they had the greatest quarterback ever, and now they have Baker Mayfield. You don't see much of a difference. So I don't know. I don't know what I can say to that. I think that's just interesting.
They shouldn't have made the playoffs last year.
No, not at all. Rigged?
Yeah.
Rigged?
Well,
story?
Well, I mean, they got their ass beat by Dallas. So.
Yeah, that's.
Well, let's go to this humdinger. This is your squad. So the Jets are at Miami. This game is 9.5. Is it still 9.5? I thought it went down. Maybe not. Yep, it's 9.5. Favored by Miami at home. 37-point total. So it's really low total. Again, value to the Jets. But this is all about the health of Miami. I would wait to see who's going to play in this game. Is Tyreek going to play or not? The Jets, I mean, Wilson's not going to play that good again. There's no way. And Miami has to play better. But 9.5, damn, that's a lot of points. I mean, I know they've been doing it all year against bad teams, but maybe just recency bias with seeing the Titans come back on them. But I just feel like the defense isn't playing as good as we thought a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the Jalen Phillips injury is huge.
I don't know.
Said that when it first happened.
I still think I'd probably lay the points. It's hard to do, but I would lay the points here.
I'm going with Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson against your squad, huh?
I am picking against them this week. Yeah, I think the defense. I think the Jets defense is going to be the difference. If you get Tua out of the pocket, he looks like a 7-year-old out there. He looks. I'm so scared of what he's going to do when he's outside of the pocket.
Yeah.
And it comes back to this whole thing. I had this whole problem, watching this game. Is there's no way we can pay him next year.
Tua?
Yeah, there's no way you could pay him $40 or $50 million when he doesn't elevate people around him.
No, as soon as Tyreek went out, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and if you pay him $50 million, that means you probably don't have Jalen Waddle, or you don't have somebody else. And if Tua's not going to make up for that, then we're just going to be an overall shittier football team.
Like when you pay Mahomes, he'll make his team better if they could ever catch the ball.
Right.
You pay Tua, your team's going to get worse.
Yeah. So and that's just the problem that I see with this team is that when they see a little bit of adversity, I just don't know if they have the guy that can make stuff up on his own to make, to be elite or to be at that next level, if you will. Okay. So I think the Jets defense will get him out of the pocket. They're going to be playing against basically a backup offensive line. So yeah, I think this is a bad spot for Miami, honestly.
Yeah.
Division game. But what are we talking about? These division games?
I know, but remember when they Miami went to the Jets and beat their
Black Friday
a couple weeks ago. I mean, what's weird is change of fortunes. I mean, they dominated that football game. We were on the Jets. I was on the Jets that game. It didn't help.
Yeah, that was the Jalen Phillips game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I'm telling you, that was a big injury. Yeah, that's going to be tough.
You okay?
No. Because they may lose out. They're not
going to lose out.
They may not make this team. May not make the playoffs. I'm telling you right now.
Whoa, this just in. Are you okay?
If they can't run the football, what are they going to do? No, I'm telling you, just from what I've seen.
Okay.
I've seen this Dolphins team before. I hope this is the same one.
Just relax. They're going to make the playoffs.
I just hope these Dolphins aren't those Dolphins.
They got 9 wins, right?
Are you Dolphin or Dolphin?
I'm Dolphin.
Okay. We'll see what happens. They're 9-4.
Dolphin Lundgren. Here we go. So late games, Washington at the Rams.
They got to play the Ravens, the Bills, and the Cowboys. They can't even beat the Titans. They can't beat Will Levis. How are you going to beat Lamar Jackson?
That's why they have to win this game. They have to win this game right here. This is the game.
They're going to go 9-8, miss the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, they're
Well,
going to miss the playoffs.
Very interesting you say that. I think I had them missing the playoffs at 9-8. I'm sorry.
Because they could have, if they could have won, these two, that would have been huge. They'd have been at 11 wins. Sorry, go ahead.
No. We're gonna look up the Jimmy Wegs predictions just because I want to see if I was on board here. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to the prediction
Because that's
calculator.
just
12-5. I get 12-5. I got them in the playoffs.
Nice.
Well, they're not gonna be 12-5.
They still could be.
They got to go win out now, but I did have them beat.
No, they could lose one.
Are they 10?
They're 9-4.
They're 9-4. Okay.
So they could lose one.
Yeah, they got lose one.
Yeah,
You got this.
Yeah, so they lose this week and they win 3 straight.
All right. So are we good with the support group? Are you Dolphins or Dolphins?
I'll let you know next week.
They're gonna win this game. I don't know if they're gonna cover the number. That's the problem. Okay, here we go. Late games. Washington at the Rams. Rams are 6.5-point favorites at home, 15.5-point total. I was all over the Rams early, and then I listened to some professional handicapper. He's like, this is a terrible spot for the Rams. Washington's, they're coming off the bye. We know that Riverboat Ron's a dead man walking. He's done.
Right.
But all those guys are playing for their contracts. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
So they're going to put up some points here. I know you've been on the Rams, and they're in the mix for the playoffs too. You think it's going to be a closer game? I am listening to the guy now. I would be on Washington. It is not in my top 5. I had the Rams in the top 5. I pulled them after that comment. So I understand why you'd be on the Rams here. They should be a much heavier favorite per my stuff. But sorry, I would go Washington in my pick'em contest.
That's
6.5.
That's actually one of my picks of the week. I love Washington.
There you
Spot. Yeah, I was great.
Is this the 401k?
This might be the 401k pick of the week because
Okay.
I think Antonio Gibson out of the backfield is going to give the linebacker play of the Rams trouble, and I think them having a week to know that Brian Robinson wasn't going to play and to actually game plan that, I think they're going to use him accordingly. He's going to have like kind of the CEH role that they had in Kansas City with Bieniemy. Yeah, no, I like the Rams, I like the commies here. I think you could sprinkle on money line, but I think this screams a 3-point game to me. This screams like a great letdown spot. Even though it's not really a letdown spot because they lost, but
they were in
they're cinching as a moral victory. The Rams definitely had one last week. So, but no, I like the commies here. The Rams will probably win, but they will cover.
There you go.
For sure. That's your 401k. Take it
401k.
To the bank.
We don't listen to the disclaimer at the end of the podcast. We don't want you to take those
Please
risks,
gamble responsibly.
So how about San Francisco at Arizona? San Francisco's a 12-point favorite on the road, 48-point total. This one was higher earlier in the week. Obviously San Francisco's quote unquote the best team in the league, all this other stuff. But it's definitely a letdown spot for them too. They're kind of looking at they can be the 1 seed. They can just win these games and not get too banged up. So I don't know. Arizona, whatever, dude. So I don't care about this game. Forget pass. No way I'm laying 12 points on the road with San Francisco against Arizona, and there's no way I'm backing the dog here.
I'm not going to allow you to say those kinds of things on this podcast anymore because we only have like 5 weeks of football left. Well, actually, I guess there's technically like 7 weeks.
I want to tell you something. There's
left.
A real estate adage is the best deal that you make, sometimes the deal you don't make. Sometimes the best bet you make is the bet you do not make. Do not bet on this football game.
Do not bet on that football game. Not at all. Don't do it.
You can bet the total. You
they're
can
in
bet
the
the total
desert,
if you want.
Man, they're in the weird things happen out there in the desert.
I know they do.
Cowboys.
I know they do. Arizona can look a couple years ago. Kyler Murray went into San Francisco, got a big win. I got the money line. That was week 1, like 2-3 years ago. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I love my boy here. I like Kyler Murray. I love those 12 points. I really do.
You and
Jalen
Phillips and Kyler Murray, you guys are gonna get an apartment together.
Yeah, we're roomies. We're best buds. We're BFFs, if you will. But no, I like the Cardinals this week. I think they're gonna have a huge trouble stopping the run, but I foresee a backdoor cover. I think the backdoor is wide open here.
It is wide.
And I think
we love the backdoor.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna make ourselves at home in that backdoor. So I think we're riding with the Cardinals this week. Okay. I kind of understand your reasoning. I'd like to see. I need to look up on Twitter to see what uniforms the Cardinals are wearing. If they're wearing black, definitely take them. If they're
black, they wear the whites.
Yeah, or if they wear the reds, it's a little suspect. Kyler looks a little shorter when they wear red.
That's true.
When they wear black, he looks a little bigger. Yeah,
looks like he's 5'6".
A little more mobile, a little more agile. But yeah, this one's tough. But I'm gonna ride with the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna show them what we're working with.
Divisional plus 12, not bad. Okay, let's get to the marquee games of the week, sort of. You got Dallas going to Buffalo. Buffalo's a 2-point favorite at home, 50-point total. it's funny. The public loves Dallas, as most people do. And I think they're a great football team. And I don't know if you look, probably don't read the article, but in the Wegs Index, Dallas is number one in that game.
The Wegs.
Oh, yeah, the Wegs Index.
Oh, yeah.
That's their number one with a bullet. They passed the mighty San Francisco 49ers, but
can't believe that.
Tough spot
Even
for
though
them.
the 49ers beat them outright?
It doesn't have to do with that.
Okay,
it's
that's
all
fair.
about
Because it's
numbers.
right now. Well,
it's metrics.
Okay, that's
it's
fair.
all season.
That's fair.
It's-
It's the Wegs pool. It's your.
The truth of the matter is they have such a high point differential
yeah,
that it just kind of really
that's
boosts them
fair.
up.
Like they
They
have
beat the
to.
hell out of everybody down at home. But they're not at home in this game. They're to Buffalo. Buffalo has to win this football game. So I am on Buffalo minus the 2. I think it's going to be a really fun football game to watch. It probably is a last possession situation. I don't like the injuries on Buffalo, but I think that Dallas is struggling. They don't score as many points on the road as we've kind of noted. They score a lot at home, not as many on the road. So riding Buffalo minus the 2.
No, I'm with you. We're circling the wagons. Like
Wow,
to your
let's
point.
do it.
Yeah, to your point. I think Josh Allen being as mobile as he is, I think it's
Yes.
going to give Dallas trouble. So
Yes.
him getting out of the pocket and being able to create, I think he handles the blitz just as well as any other quarterback in the league. And there's I think James Cook is going to he's been actually getting the ball more since they've gotten rid of Ken Dorsey. So they're actually starting to run the football more, which I think will help neutralize this pass rush as well.
Mhm.
And they're at home. I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but
I hope it's messy and
yeah,
snowy.
I hope we get a snow game. I was looking at the differentials as you were talking here. So Dallas is at 188, San Fran's at 175. Amazingly, the Bills are plus 104. Like
they've
fourth,
they've
I think,
had some
or
big
fifth.
games early in the season.
Yeah, I think Baltimore is third, Miami's fourth, and then Buffalo's fifth in point differential. It looks like.
Only
So,
somebody had this calculated already.
yeah, I know, just right there on the screen. But with the Wegs Index. But yeah, it's I'm with you. We were on Buffalo last week. I think Buffalo's been playing playoff games since about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So, and Josh and we're kind of partial too because he's on a fantasy team. So we hope he plays well.
Who wouldn't? Okay, so then the Sunday night game is Baltimore at Jacksonville. Baltimore's a 3-point favorite on the road, 42.5 point total. So we know what's happened to Jacksonville. They had that kind of bad loss 2 weeks ago against Cincinnati. Should have won that game. Then they go on the road and get beat by Cleveland. They are now, I think, officially done with the AFC North, which I think they lost. They were 2-2, I think. Oh no, this is it. This is the last one.
This is the last one. Yeah.
I think they're going to win this game. And I know it doesn't seem like they should because Baltimore's salty. They got this great defense. That defense isn't playing so good. And the Jags are kind of back against the wall a little bit. Are they going to lose 3 in a row? I don't see it. So I think they're going to win this game. So I will gladly take the points and have the Jags win outright. 42-point total. I like over 42 points.
No, I definitely like the over, but I think Jacksonville's a defense you have to worry about.
Oh, yeah, they're not good.
I don't think they're very good either. And I think they're going to have trouble stopping the run. I think Keaton Mitchell's going to have a big game.
He should.
So I think that's one of if on your waiver wires, if you haven't got him yet. I think we sprinkled that in there like 3 weeks ago. I think I did. So if you haven't listened to me yet, please do now on this. That's your disclaimer.
So you're on the Ravens.
We're taking Ravens minus 3. I think they're definitely going to go into Jackson. They have everything in front of them, and I think they're a little bit more seasoned, a little more experienced. And I think now that Lamar has gotten his money, the only thing he's worried about is winning. And I think that sets the mood for this whole culture, for this whole team. And I think moving forward, if somebody would have picked him in the preseason, I would have called him a genius. So if only somebody on this podcast would have done that. But
the Ravens?
Yeah, the Ravens I think are an absolute wagon. I think their defense will play better. Obviously, they haven't been as good, but I think this is a good spot for them. I like Baltimore going down there and beating Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's having trouble.
We're head-to-head on this one. Okay, last game, Philadelphia at Seattle. This game's come down to Philadelphia 3-point favorites on the road at Seattle, 47.5 point total. I do believe Geno Smith's going to play this week. He's got all those receivers that he can throw to. I think their defense isn't very good. And Philadelphia, God, they got to stop the bleeding somehow. They've lost 2 straight. They've been on the ropes in other games. It's a tough one, bro. But I think Philadelphia's going to win this football game. It's really tough.
How many though? What's the question?
I think they're going to cover the number.
Oh, they're going to cover.
I think that knocking it down to 3. I think in the contest it's 3.5. So I don't think it's a good contest play. Yeah, they're 3.5 in the contest. So I wouldn't recommend it. It's not on my top 5. But if I had to pick a side, and you're making me pick sides, except for the one I just said, F you, I'm staying away from. I would pick Philadelphia on the road. It's just at some point they got to win one of these football games and beat Philadelphia. And I think it's tough. They're getting a lot of injuries, but Seattle's also both. Actually, Seattle's got to win too. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say Seattle.
It's not a
needs
loser
the-
leaves home game because obviously, Philly's got a lot of wins. They're 10 wins already, but I think at some point they stop this slide. And after this game, even if Philly loses, I don't know if your remaining schedule. Have you seen their schedule
for Philly?
Yeah, they get to play the Giants,
Yeah.
Arizona, then the
The
Giants.
Giants.
So they're
And
probably
actually-
going to win the next 3. So this is a big game for them.
And what's really funny is the Seahawks play the Titans, the Steelers, and the Cardinals as their last 3 after Philly. So they could go 9-7 technically and probably make the playoffs at 9-7. But
In the NFC for sure.
yeah, I really struggle with this because I really think Seattle's going to win this football game.
Okay.
I think the Eagles are really real, and I think they're having trouble.
are.
And I think they're going to have trouble matching up wide receiver base here. I
They
think
can't.
it's
They
gonna
can't
be-
stop the pass.
No, and I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is the wide receiver who's going to break out this week. So the Eagles, he obviously didn't have a very good game last week against the Niners. The Niners actually run, I think, like the second or third highest zone coverages in the league.
Okay.
The Philadelphia is the exact opposite. They run like the second or third highest most man coverages. And Jackson Smith and Jigba has been like a top 4 wide receiver this year against man coverage. So
Well, we saw what they did against Dallas man coverage.
yeah, so I think that's going to be a big factor. This could definitely take the over because this is going to be just like the Dallas game in my opinion. It's
lot of
going
points.
to the over is going to be big in my opinion. But I like Seattle here, man. I like the points. I like the Hawks.
You're
I like,
trying to get on
I
Ridgeway's
like,
good side?
I like the Sea Chickens. No,
Sea
I am a Sea Chicken believer. I wanted them to win so bad against Dallas. I do believe in this football team. I do think it's a good football team. They keep getting in their own way somehow.
Yeah.
If they had a really good, if they could just get like I don't know an above average quarterback that's not Geno Smith or Drew Lock, I feel like this team could be really dangerous.
I mean, have you seen the league right now? There's like 8 backups and a lot of. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
like
if you're if you're a kid out there, start throwing the football.
Yeah.
You get a chance to get a job someday and make a lot of money.
If the AFC started playoffs right now, I think half the teams would have backup quarterbacks. I think if I saw that stat right.
Yeah, at least Trevor Lawrence stayed healthy, sort of. Well, let's go over my top 5. We differ quite a bit, which is exciting. I like Buffalo minus the 2. That's my strongest pick so far. I like Jags plus the 3. I know we're opposite there. Detroit minus 4.5. I think we're opposite there too, huh? Pittsburgh plus the 1. That's in the contest, not 1.5 out there. And then Atlanta minus the 3. So talk to me about your Beaver Nation.
Yeah,
picks.
shout out to Beaver Nation. So Beaver Nation this week we're riding with Pittsburgh at the plus 1.5. We really debated between Pittsburgh and Seattle there, by the way.
Okay.
So if you want to throw Seattle in there, I would feel pretty comfortable with it. We're going to take Denver at plus 4.5 to Washington with our 401k
Plus 6.
guaranteed mortgage lock rate pick of the week at plus 6.5. And then we have Baltimore minus 3.
Okay.
So
Look at you. You're taking more dogs these days. I'm so proud of you.
yeah, I know we're getting more
Proud of
numbers. Yeah, we're getting more in favor. We're getting the coop, the coop
coop?
analytics. Oh, by the way, do you know why there's only 2 doors on a chicken coop?
I don't.
Because if it had 4 doors, it'd be a sedan. Yeah,
Nice one.
thank you.
Nice one. We get
You're
some
welcome.
dad jokes out here
Yeah,
too,
you're
just in
welcome.
case.
Yeah.
It's on TikTok. There's
Oh, actually, I saw
dad
that
joke.
one.
Have you
Actually,
seen
that one scrolled across the screen at the bowling alley we were practicing a couple days ago. Or
They're
whatever.
pretty good.
So-
Pretty good. I
Yeah,
saw
I
they're
thought
trying
that
to
was-
crack each other up.
I was trying to save it for the podcast. So I was trying to figure out how we can incorporate that. So
You did it.
We
you
did
made it
it.
happen.
We-
the chicken coop.
we're we're here for the listener only.
Well, hey, this weekend ahead, we kind of jumped ahead a little bit. I got 2 holiday parties tomorrow. One's
Do you really?
yeah, I'm playing in progression tomorrow, which is important. I got to get
Okay.
This
You going to
Gus-
hang out
this
with
Gus
Brian?
not going to lose itself.
You going to play with Brian?
Brian's never there anymore. He doesn't-
He's always there on Sundays. I know Callie talks to him all the time.
Oh yeah, I like him. I mean, he usually comes in around noon. I haven't seen him
Okay.
the last couple times. They get a young guy, Zach or something. But yeah, I'll play tomorrow, and then probably on Nikki Gage. You know Nikki and Bruce?
I know. Yeah, Nikki's a blonde-haired woman.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. So I do know Nikki.
Yeah, so they're doing a little like
Shindig.
Christmas pop-up trip down Wrigley Way on Clark Street.
Okay.
So that's like 5:30 to whenever. They're going to be there late, but I'm going to go over to Shauna's.
oh yeah,
for
we have
the-
karaoke.
For the karaoke.
Yeah.
So now you've got on the 16th. You're in this time.
Yeah. The 16th.
Remember 2
Oh,
weeks ago, you're like, what about the 16th? I'm like, well,
yeah.
so yeah, we'll do the Shauna thing. We'll have to pick out a song, and
Oh,
there's
man.
only like 20 of us standing there looking
Is
at each
there?
other. Well, it's a room.
Oh, that's right. It's not
It's
at
a table in the middle, and you've got some seats, and the screens are everywhere, and you just kind of, anybody can sing anywhere. It's not like it's a stage.
Yeah, I think
situation.
they did this like a week before. Did
Yeah,
Tequila have a
Tequila. I
party?
went to
Yeah.
Tequila's. It was
Okay.
a Friday a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of that place. But yeah, I remember hearing about it.
It's like Lincoln Karaoke.
Lincoln Karaoke.
It's like it's a little suspect. I mean, they definitely retrofitted a building. I'm not sure I think we're violating fire codes, but it's fine. It's reasonably priced.
Okay.
It's Shauna's birthday, and then on Sunday we're trimming the tree. We're finally getting this thing built. And we're gonna do something.
Is it a real tree, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Check this thing out. It's a Fraser fir. It's the best.
Fraser. Okay.
These are the best. This is the best in the business, right?
Where'd you did you get it off a guy down the street or something?
No, Gethsemane. I go to the fancy garden store. I spend a mint. It's not a cheap tree.
Nice.
I used to go to the guys and this is a beautiful tree. It smells nice. Makes the place don't eat air fresheners. You got
it does smell good in here. I will say it does smell. It smells nice in the Edgewater studio for sure.
Now you're rolling on Tuesday, right? You got to bowling.
Yeah, we're bowling on Tuesday. You can't say it like
I
that.
just said rolling.
No, we're bowling on Tuesday. We can't be rolling on Tuesday. We have to work.
More importantly, Dave Strickland's supposed to come to town. I hope he's listening.
Okay.
Dave from Arizona.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to push us to go back to Rivers to try to take our money back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably leave Wednesday afternoon.
Luke Strickland. Oh, okay. Good to know.
So
but then you're bowling on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Bowling on Tuesday. Maybe it's not gonna work out.
Maybe we can figure. Maybe we'll have your people get with my people.
And Herb's out. I wanted Herb to come, but now he's on one leg. He can sit. He does these chairs.
He can stand. I mean, he was standing at the bowling alley the other night for a little bit. So I think he likes if we could get him like a stool even, or he can lean on the table.
Well, we'll see. You're gonna be out. Maybe my dream of having like.
Well, Art talked about like after.
Yeah, after
the
the
New Year.
holidays,
Yeah, he talked about after the New Year just because of everything going on. But yeah, well, no, we're definitely going to get like the 6 or 7 of us together and go out for that's going to be. Yeah, he said he had coupons even.
Coupons?
Yeah, he said like something about steak and lobster and.
First of all,
he's got like a 50%
his dad
off.
Owns that franchise. He should.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he owns it. Hugo Frogs and Gibson's. And he's got gift cards. I'm like. That's why I asked him. He's like, I get 50% off. I'm like, of course you do. Why do you need a gift card?
I didn't even
give us the gift card. When you go without when you're with you, can't we get it for free? Come on now.
I see, and man, I took that at
sorry, Prime.
Yeah, right now.
I hope you're listening.
I love the gesture. Don't get me wrong. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's even better. I didn't know his dad was
he's part of Gibson's. Gibson's and Hugo Frogs. It's a great place, but come on.
Maybe you did tell me that. I just forgot. But maybe I didn't put 2 and 2 together. But that's so funny because I was like, we have to spend your gift cards on us. That's cool. But you know what? Now I'm like,
you're basically giving a gift card to your father. That's what you're doing.
That's so funny. Well, hopefully, like I said, I invited him out to Tuesday night for bowling sometime to come hang out. So hopefully he comes out. Yeah, no, we're definitely good to get the fellows together and do that. Do a little river rolling for sure. But no, we'll be. I'll probably travel back to Ohio probably Wednesday next week. So we might be virtual again.
Nice.
For the show, but I'll be
back.
Well,
back. It's only been like 3 weeks. We haven't seen each other.
Haven't been apart. In person here. But no, I'll be back. I'll be back like the Monday or Tuesday after that. So we'll be back live in studio for those of you that really do care and follow us.
Yeah. Anything else going on this weekend besides the karaoke and what are you doing on Sunday? All that stuff.
Probably just football Sunday. I'm trying to think. Nothing too crazy. We're trying to keep it low. I'm trying to just prepare for traveling on the holidays. God, it's going to be such a nightmare. But
well, you're leaving early. That's good.
Yeah, trying to get out of here as quick as can, just to beat all the traffic. So, but no, other than that, just trying to lay low. So yeah, I'm fighting the seasonal, seasonal bug, if you will. So
yeah, we're gonna get you
hanging out. Yeah, right. So we're trying to keep the band together at this point. So.
All right. Okay, well, follow us at Side Action Pod on Twitter, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Follow me at Wegs on Twitter and on Instagram.
And you can check me out on Instagram at Dalton Cooper, and then on Twitter at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Check us out next week, I guess, if you haven't already. Hello. We're going to have some winners for you. That's the whole point.
That's right. We're in crush time. We're going to have bowl. We're going to have some more bowls.
Yes, we'll have the bowl preview. Yes. And shout out to Graham Fa. He got selected in the second round of the PBA league. I forgot to mention. So he should be in Club Dub. But that's one of the homies. So shout out to Graham Fatch.
There you go.
There it is.
All right. Well, enjoy the weekend, everybody.
Yeah, love you guys.
Bye.